Good afternoon, my technophiles. I've got some good stuff for you again today. Today we're going to talk about why it's important to research and know what you're talking about before you blab and blog to the world. I do that. That's why I come to you with usable information. Now, if only there was somebody else out there that didn't do that, and we'd be able to use a reference point. Who could it possibly be? Oh, wait. I know. Andrew, over at Retrevo. That's right, he's at it again. This time it was actually 3 days ago, and I'm sorry that his stupidity was able to permeate the internet for the past 3 days before I showed up to dispel his nonsense, but I was a little bit busy, a little bit swamped. I'm here for you today, as I promised I would be. Today he's going to tell us 5 reasons why he hates Apple TV. Now, for those of you that don't know, real quick before this video becomes 17 minutes like last time, Apple TV is not an actual TV. There's been rumors of a TV. Until now, there hasn't been one. If there will be one, nobody knows. So what is Apple TV? It's a little black box roughly about this big. 99 bucks, plugs into the wall, plugs into your TV, and it plugs into the internet or goes Wi-Fi. That's basically all it is. What does it do, though? It allows you to get streaming content down from a variety of sources. Home sharing from your computer over. AirPlay from your iPhone, iPad over to your TV. iTunes, if you have iTunes Match, anything you have music-wise in the cloud, you can pull down, you can rent things from the iTunes store. You've got YouTube, Vimeo, Flickr, Netflix, I don't know, radio. There's a whole bunch of different things that you can get on it, and that's growing. So why would he hate this? Well, let's see. Reason number 1, Andrew tells us. His question is, where are the apps? While Apple TV does allow you to run a number of built-in apps, well, that's where the apps are. They're built in. But where are the rest of them is what he's asking, I suppose. It doesn't offer the ability to run apps from the App Store. Wouldn't it be nice if you could access the Apple App Store, download a free game, and play it on the big screen? We guess you'll have to wait for the rumored Apple-branded HD TV set that may make the scene in 2013. Nobody knows if that TV is coming at all, let alone in 2013. It is all speculation. We may see. So, what do we do in this instance when we can't run apps on our Apple TV, on our TV via Apple TV? I don't know. That is a very good question. Wouldn't it be cool if there was some way to do that? Wait a minute. What's this? It looks like my iPhone home screen. And it looks like when I swipe, it moves. I mean, it looks exactly like what I see on my home screen. So his thought about not being able to play Angry Birds on my TV, well, I'll be damned. Looks like it is entirely possible. One more case where this guy has no idea what he's talking about. Let's go ahead and watch a little second of it. And we'll just fling one, just for grins. Look at that. Smooth and precise, just like on the phone. Controlled by the phone, but visible on the TV. Hope you enjoyed that little cutaway there, and now we're back with more stupidity. Movie and TV shows are pricey. I will give him the fact that $5 to rent a movie does kind of suck. You pay $5, you watch it once, you put it on 10 o'clock at night, you cuddle up on the couch with your girlfriend watching Dear Don, she's crying and you're asleep. That does kind of suck. However, what are our alternatives? Well, we can go to Redbox, which is $1.20 or $1.50 for standard def or Blu-ray high def. That's cheaper. We can go to Blockbuster if we can find one. That's $3. Both of those require you to get off your ass and leave the house. You've got to drive, you've got to hope they have it in stock, you've got to brave weather in some cases. Yes, they're cheaper. Apple TV at $5 is more expensive, but you're paying for that thing we like to pay for in America, and that's called convenience. What other convenient things do we have here? DirecTV on demand from your couch. You can just rent it in high def without getting up. How much is that? $6. Huh. Verizon Fios, the other one that I looked up. How much is that from your couch without getting up in high def? $6. So is it fair to say that Apple in the environment, the Apple TV, in the environment that it works in, on demand from the couch without moving, is cheaper than its counterparts. I'd say so. It's more expensive than the folks you gotta get up and run to, but that's the whole point. You don't have to get up and run there. It's not pricey without reason. You're paying for something. That price comes with a purpose. Where's Hulu? Hulu's not on the Apple TV. Hulu is a wildly popular platform. A lot of things weren't on Apple TV, like the Wall Street Journal, like NHL.TV, like NBA Live. They were not there, but they are now. So Apple is expanding this. See, the whole thing is that what people don't know is the Apple TV that we've come to know and love is actually the Apple TV number 2 with number 3 on the way. So what does that mean about number 1? Number 1 was big, I mean big. It had a hard drive in it, and it was slow, and you had to download things, and people were running out of space. So only a couple of years ago, Apple released a new one, the little tiny one, where everything's rental-based. It's cheaper per, and you get to rent it and give it back, and you don't have to keep it. You're not going to pay $20 to keep something forever and ever and ever. You're just going to rent it for $5. This is a new model for Apple. So they're testing the waters, they're striking deals with providers, and they're growing their infrastructure. There is rumor, and Andrew even actually does say this, of a Hulu app using AirPlay, that funky little thing you saw before that allowed me to push my actual screen into my TV. There's rumor of one of those apps coming for Hulu, which means if you have an iPhone or an iPad, and most people that have Apple TVs do, you'll be able to have Hulu on your TV. There are no third-party channels like Roku has. Roku is an amazing device, and truthfully, I am considering adding a Roku into my home theater setup to supplement my Apple TV, because it does do a lot more than the Apple TV does in terms of third-party content. There are lots of individual channels. You can even push your own channel to a Roku device. Imagine that, Vig the Geek channel on Roku. I know you can't even contain yourself, you're so excited. That would be cool, and don't think I haven't thought about it. Looking for a good syndicator, actually, at the moment. So, it's crossed my mind. That aside, Roku is cool, but again, Apple's been expanding their base of channels. They're adding things that they didn't used to have. So Roku took a page from that playbook and said, you know what, we're going to do that because why? We don't have any of our own content to push in the first place. We don't have an iTunes library. We have to have third-party channels. That's what we're made up of. That's why they did that. Now the Apple TV's got the iTunes infrastructure, that ecosystem to rely on. They add third-party channels. They're trying to not be Microsoft and be what people call bloatware. Lots of things. You get a Windows PC. It's installed with everything that always starts automatically, and you've got to remove stuff. Apple, whether you agree with it or you don't agree with it, like it, don't like it, you have to admit that simplicity in design has always been their thing. That's their milieu. That's how they do things. Okay, Windows, not that way. So, it's kind of a give and take. Roku, lots of third-party apps because that's what they rely on. Apple, iTunes ecosystem, that's what they rely on. They're supplementing without overwhelming you. They're going to add things like the Hulu that we talked about a minute ago. So, just a little bit of patience. Give it time. It'll be there. Now, finally, here's where the man at the technology company that doesn't understand technology gets way outside of his lane. He talks about the difference between AirPlay, it's what allows us to share videos from iPhones and iPads and Mac computers via Apple TV to our television set, where it's a proprietary sharing protocol. Apple allows you to display content from devices like MacBooks, iPhones, iPads on your HD TV set through your Apple TV using a sharing protocol called AirPlay. Okay. It's a very useful feature, but there's another industry sharing protocol called DLNA, which is supported by all the major consumer electronics manufacturers like Samsung, Sony, Western Digital, and others. So he's comparing one to the other. Guess what? Not the same. One's push, one's pull. What I mean by that is, if I've got an Apple TV and I click this guy on and I send it to AirPlay, I am pushing my content from this device over my Wi-Fi, through my Apple TV, and onto my HD TV set. Okay? Apple TV is nothing more than a medium which accepts a signal that's being force-fed to it, whether it likes it or not. That's one side. That's AirPlay. DLNA, on the other hand, very, very different. DLNA is an open standard protocol set of rules that govern how we communicate. That's what a protocol is. And all it does is it's an advertiser of services. So if I had DLNA on here, my phone would be pumping out over Wi-Fi using DLNA, saying here's all the data that I have to share. Here's all the content that you can take from me. And then you'd use your Apple TV to say, oh, let me grab all this data, be an aggregate device that pulls it all in and projects it up onto the TV. That's what DLNA does. Two very different ideas, two opposite means of communication. You can't really compare it, apples and oranges. Now, DLNA would be cool on a device that held a bunch of movies, like my computer, but iTunes takes care of that for us. So let's say there's a movie that I love, 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 don't want to rent it for $5 for a 24-hour period, want to own it, gotta watch it every single day. I can then use the iTunes ecosystem on my computer, pay the $20 or whatever that movie costs, $12, they all vary, download it, own it forever and ever, use home sharing, which is like DLNA, to retrieve it from my computer, pull it through the Apple TV, and put it on my regular TV. So there are options for that. Also, I can take any movie I have ever owned, and I've done this, and I've slid them into this little slot on the side of my computer, we call that a CD-ROM drive, and I've ripped the movies, because I own them, so it's legal, off of the disc onto my computer. Now, they're also available on my Apple TV. There are lots of ways to get content on this Apple TV. It's awesome. It does have some shortcomings, but then again, it is new. Kind of putting bad money after good for Apple in a way. Check that, reverse it. Good money after bad. They had Apple TV 1 and it flopped. I mean, flopped like Mobile Me flopped. Okay? Die-hard fanboys loved it, gobbled it up. But in the consumer place, it flopped. So now they've restructured, scaled it down in price, in size, in the way it works, and they're relaunching. And it's been a success that they are also building from it. So let's give it some time to mature. You know, it's like asking a baby, why don't you have a job? Because I'm a fucking baby and you've got to give me time to grow up a little bit. Same concept here. Once again, a little bit of research, a little bit of thought process, deductive reasoning, put that thing inside your brain case to use and see what you come up with rather than screaming to the world. Just what this guy does though. Anyway, that's all we got for you for now. Talk to you soon. Thank you, Andrew. One day you're going to see these and it's going to make me so happy. Thanks for the material. Appreciate it.